Wagwan, wagwan. Anyone there? This tropical wave is crazy. I had to go live. Look at all the thunderstorms. It's like it's developing right on top of us, especially across sections of Manchester, Clarendon, St. Catherine getting the brunt of it as we speak. Good night, viewers. Welcome to the live stream. We have to be talking about this tropical wave that's definitely doing a number on Jamaica as we speak. Can you guys hear me? Let me know if you guys can hear me. Look at all that deep convection. The atmosphere is so ripe for these conditions. We don't even have wind shear blowing the thunderstorms off to a specific direction. It's just developing right on top of us, and it is definitely lashing those areas hard hit by Beryl. So southern St. Elizabeth, Manchester, Clarendon definitely washing away as we speak. St. Catherine getting the brunt of it. Sections of St. Mary, Portland, not so much St. Thomas right now. Usually wherever we see the deepest convection and the sparkling white dot, that's where we have the bad weather. If we take a look at the rainbow satellite images, we can see the clouds associated with that tropical wave battering Jamaica, and we can also see Beryl right there getting ready to lash the Texas coast, pushing to the west northwest. And as of the latest update from the US National Hurricane Center 7-day graphical tropical weather outlook, we see that there's nothing here, only Beryl that's left. So for all those rumors that are going around, they're squashed now. Nothing out there, no more tropical depressions coming, no more tropical storms coming, nothing like that. But as it relates to Beryl, we can see that it's definitely pushing northwest now. So earlier today it was moving northwestward. It's now pushing to the northwest. So it's going to be affecting portions of Texas. So if you have friends and relatives in Texas, please ensure that you keep in touch with them, get them to prepare. As it relates to Beryl's path, this was what she did. More for west northwest for a jog, passing to the south of us. We were definitely spared the brunt of that. As it relates to the tropical wave that's affecting us right now, let's zoom in to what the National Hurricane Center is saying about this system. So they've stated here, a Caribbean tropical wave is along 82 degrees west, south of 21 degrees north, moving westward at 10 to 15 knots. Scattered moderate convection is from 12 north to 20 north, west of 77 degrees west, and we know where Jamaica's latitude and longitude are. So we're definitely being affected by this tropical wave, and we can see it being represented even better on the surface map. The tropical wave is definitely to our west now, but we learn that the heaviest weather is usually on the east side of these tropical waves, and Jamaica is right here. So we're definitely getting battered by this system as we speak. How's the weather in you guys' area? Feel free to leave a comment in the chat section. Let me know. Oh, you guys have been flooding the chat section. I just haven't been seeing what's going on. Alright, so Marlon Gale getting rain and thunder in Spanish Town. Yes, Marlon, my boss. It's definitely taking place. We can see it right here on the infrared. Let's reload these images. As a matter of fact, let's reload the satellite images and the Cuban Doppler radar images. So we're going to be looking at both of them simultaneously. We see the thunderstorms, and it's as if it is not planning on letting up. It's just developing. Look at how it grew. It was a few isolated thunderstorms. Now it's going to a massive area of showers and thunderstorms. So who knows, we might wake up tomorrow and hear that some areas are flooded. Could be a very bad situation, some river flooding, whatever the case may be. Regarding lightning safety, we know that we cannot take a shower right now. We cannot be outside. Stay off the veranda. Lightning is very dangerous. It is a serious situation unfolding. This tropical wave is actually associated with X96L. What is 96L? 96L was that system that was behind Beryl that was forecast to possibly develop. It had a code yellow. It had a low chance of development. But remember, many of the models were showing that, oh, it might develop into Chris or Debbie. But we had Chris already that slammed into Mexico. So we were thinking that this system might turn to Beryl. But conditions were not looking favorable for it to become Debbie at all. It kept weakening. But we can definitely see that it's taking advantage of the very warm waters of the Central Caribbean. We see the sea surface temperatures right here in the oranges, the yellows across the Atlantic. Some very bad situation unfolding as we speak. Jamaica is right there. And although the waters are warm at the surface, as we can see by the key on the bottom right, anywhere from 1 to up to what? 3 degrees Celsius above normal sea surface temperatures. And trust me, the sea surface temperatures have a lot to do with the air temperature. So the seas are warm, hence the temperatures outside on the land definitely gonna be warmer than normal, which explains the heat that we've been experiencing for the past year. Many persons bought a lot of fans, if not AC units this year alone. And it's not only the sea surface temperatures but the ocean heat content. This map is showing the tropical cyclone heat potential, and the more colorful it gets with all of the yellows, oranges, reds that we can see by the key on the bottom, is the warmer the waters are, the deeper into the ocean that we go. So this map was showing the surface warmth. The other map is showing the warm waters the deeper we go, and we can see around Jamaica that the warm waters, them buck, they're at the most in the way of warmth as you can get. This is boiling water in general, the deeper you go into the ocean. And I definitely felt that when I was on my Montego Bay vacation. I stepped into the sea, and it was so warm. It was so warm, as a matter of fact. Here we have the visible satellite images of the Atlantic before the sun went down. You can definitely see some clouds right here along the intertropical convergence zone. That's that air that we know has to do with the air from the northern hemisphere meeting the air from the southern hemisphere. And then we have clouds, showers, and thunderstorms. This part is usually lit up with a lot of clouds, showers, and thunderstorms as usual. Northern South America getting in on some amount of rainfall. Central America getting in on some amount of rainfall. Beryl right there spinning away, getting ready to lash Texas. An upper level low pressure spinning right here to the north of Hispaniola. A lot of cloud showers and thunderstorms associated with that. And the X96L battering portion of Jamaica, even spilling into sections of the Cayman Islands. So let's go back to the system. Let's reload the images. Let's see if we have the latest. Alright, so we definitely have the latest. It came out at 45 minutes past the hour, as we can see here, 0145. So at 8:45, this is the last image that came out. So let's stop it right there. This is what is unfolding as we speak. This is some severe weather in general. This is severe. Look at these reds. The reds are bad enough, but look at the blacks, and then the grays, and then the purples. This is some severe thunderstorm taking place, and not to mention the sparkling white dust. Look at all of that. And the brunt of it seems to be across Old Harbor in St. Catherine. I see a comment here from Dwayne. Old Harbor, St. Catherine, raining cats and dogs. Dwayne, can you send us a video clip on Instagram, by the way? You guys feel free to visit our Instagram page or our Facebook page. Feel free to give us a call if you want to be on the live. Or would you like for me to share my number and you guys call me over the phone? Whichever one you want to, no problem. Good night, Maxine. Alright, you guys can hear. That's good. Alright. We're winding St. Elizabeth. The rain is on and off. Alright, so you're not getting the brunt of the rain right now in St. Elizabeth. Right now, the brunt is where we have the grays and the purples and the sparkling white. That's the lightning flashes and the lightning strikes. They're definitely getting in on the brunt of this. And they've been getting it since yesterday. I'm wondering what's going on with that spot. Was that spot cursed recently? Are they doing some cloud seeding across those areas? Because this area is so ripe for a lot of heavy rainfall. That St. Catherine, Klein, and Manchester, St. Elizabeth spot that Beryl crossed over. Imagine, these are the areas that experienced the brunt of the hurricane. And now the tropical wave is doing a number on the same spot. It can't be a coincidence. Either way, all of this has to do with climate change. It has to do with global warming, the warming of the sea surface temperatures. We spoke about that earlier. Not to mention the warming of the waters deeper into the sea. So let us match the Doppler radar images. Firstly, let's look at the Guantanamo Bay Cuban military radar. We know that the US military has a prison in Guantanamo Bay, Cuba, and they put a nice radar over there. We wish the radar was, showing more of Jamaica, but it's only showing Portland, and we can definitely see that Portland is getting on those greens and yellows. They represent moderate to some heavy rainfall spilling into sections of St. Catherine as well. And we don't see much across the rest of the island. That doesn't mean that it's not happening. It's just that the radar doesn't cover so much of a distance. We even wish we could see more of Haiti. We know that Haiti is without a Doppler radar. We know Doppler radars are expensive, up into the teens in the millions of US dollars. And we know Haiti cannot afford that right now, given their situation. We know their struggle. But thankfully we have the Peel and Cuban Doppler radar images, and it has been like this for a good 24 hours now. Yes, it let up throughout the day today, but now we see that it's back on. Some very heavy rainfall, as we can see by the yellows, the gold, affecting sections of St. Catherine, Clarendon, definitely getting in on the brunt. We're definitely going to be waking up tomorrow with some news of flooding that took place, because it is just training and lingering over the same spots. Sections of Manchester, St. Elizabeth getting in on the rainfall as well. Some of this rainfall now into sections of St. Anne, maybe Eastern Trelawney, sections of St. Mary, Portland getting in on it. I live in St. Thomas. Yes, it was raining earlier, but not getting much right now. You can see that for the most part it's clear, but we do see some dots of greens right there, so who knows? Maybe some more rainfall might come on land tonight. It is a definitely severe situation. This is what we call a severe thunderstorm situation, because look at how the thunderstorms made its way from just some isolated pop-up showers or isolated pop-up thunderstorms, and they've just expanded. This is ridiculous. Look at all the blacks, the grays, the sparkling white dots that indicate lightning strikes, if not lightning flashes, and it is sitting over the same areas that got the brunt of Beryl in general. We're going to be having another update to the satellite images coming out in the next 4 minutes at 9:02 p.m. It's going to be coming out, because we still are looking at the last image from 8:45. This is the last image, and we see that it doesn't seem like it's trying to dwindle down as thunderstorms usually do. It seems like it's just getting even more intense. So we see that it started out as a small little thunderstorm complex, then it just kept going and just kept developing, and then it just developed into this huge spot of gray, whites, purples. This is as severe as it gets when it comes to thunderstorms in general. And we definitely have the comments coming in on the live stream and even on our Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook page. Let's read some more on our chat right here on the YouTube platform, so we can definitely see Carrie Ann James here stating Spanish Town is being battered. Alright. Sydenham is being flooded. Sydenham, I've never heard of that place yet, Cassie. In what parish is that? Kimar Drummond raining in Kingston. It is. Alright, let's see if it's actually raining there. I actually looked at Sea Jamaica earlier and didn't see much rainfall. If you don't know by now, Sea Jamaica shows live streams of the corporate area. I'm pretty sure that even the flat bridge in St. Catherine is getting some very bad weather as we speak. Okay, not that much at all. Seems to be fair as we speak. Yes, it seems to be fair in the flat bridge area. Don't see much happening. The river definitely running. But what about the halfway tree cam? Don't see anything much happening on the halfway tree cam as of now. See some persons maybe walking with what seemed to be a raincoat, a plastic one. Just took it off a while ago. The road seems wet, so maybe it was raining earlier. What about this camera? near the National Stadium, looking westward to New Kingston. Don't see much happening. We can see a lot of lights. Definitely see that we're getting back our electricity for the most part. But what about the crossroads cam? Let's see what we're seeing here. Road definitely wet. See some persons walking, not much umbrella usage at all. That doesn't mean that it's not raining somewhere. Let's pause these streams because I don't want some advertisement to come up and drown me out. By the way, keep in mind that these live streams are on See Jamaica's YouTube channel. You can go over to this channel and see more live streams. If you like, if you're walking in halfway through your crossroads one day, you can literally go home and then go back in time and possibly see yourself and see what you look like from behind. No problem. Either way, let's get back to the Doppler radar images. I really like how the Cuban Doppler radar has been updating so quickly, like every hour on the dot. So it is 9:01 p.m. right now, and it usually takes a good like 3 to 5 minutes for it to update. But look, we can already see that we have the 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time update. We know that in Cuba it's already 10 p.m. In Jamaica it's 9 p.m. We know the time differences in these countries. Jamaica is on Central Time. We can see that as of the latest one, we still have the very heavy rainfall, battering portions of St. Catherine, Clarendon, sections of Manchester, St. Elizabeth, and this severe thunderstorm doesn't seem to want to let up at all. We're going to be having the latest satellite images coming out shortly. They usually come out 2 minutes past the hour. Let's see if it's actually out as yet. So it's going to be showing 55 minutes past the hour if it's out. No, it's still showing 45 minutes. Let's give it a few more seconds. Either way, this is a very dangerous situation unfolding across sections of St. Anne, St. Mary, Portland. Some very heavy rainfall sitting on the same spots. St. Catherine, Old Harbour to be exact, sections of Spanish Town, Clarendon, Manchester, St. Elizabeth. This is a very bad situation. There's definitely going to be some reports of flooding tonight, if not tomorrow. And let's see if the images are out now. Definitely they should be out. Alright, so it's definitely out now. So here we have it, 55 minutes past the hour. So it's showing 8:55, and we still have the strong thunderstorms lashing the waters to the south of the island as well as on land. So Clarendon, section of St. Catherine, definitely getting battered as we speak. A lot of thunderstorms taking place. What do you guys think of the live stream? I remember I used to live stream back in the day. I used to play a lot of video games online with my friends from America and Europe, and they used to tell me that they want me to live stream because they don't believe that I was such a good player at the game, and they wanted to see if I was cheating, and I started to live stream. It was a fun time, but I grew out of the live streaming, not grew out of the gaming. I still definitely play a lot of video games. So I said, why not bring back the live stream? When I was in Montego Bay, I was really upset that I couldn't live stream during the passage of Hurricane Beryl. I had my old laptop that has Windows 8.1 on it, and I wish I had this laptop with the Windows 10 so that I could download the live streaming software and actually do streams like this, because it's definitely needed. When it comes to the weather, it is always updating. We saw that with Beryl. When it came to the Jamaican media, some of the times they were showing outdated information, and I always take the updates very seriously. I want to bring out the latest information, so as soon as the Hurricane Center posts it, I send it out. And the thing is, even the Weather Channel, they are always on top of things. They are always refreshing as well, and they are very good at what they do. I'm sure that you guys see the Twitter videos, the Facebook, the Instagram videos. They're quite good regarding the updates and the most latest information, and that was what I was striving for. Let's see if we can get some more comments. First of all, let's see where Sydenham is. Cassie said Sydenham flooded. Let's see, I'm searching it up right now. Alright, so Sydenham, okay, that's in Spanish Town, definitely, because you can see it right here. Definitely sitting under some amount of grays, some amount of light purples. They're getting some deep convection right there. Let's see what the rest of the chat is saying. Feel free to leave your comments right there. Feel free to call me on Instagram. We're at weather.jamaica. No problem if you call in right now and talk on the live. Feel free to tell me what the weather is like in your area right now. The conditions are fair. We definitely had some rainfall this morning and this afternoon, but nothing right now. Definitely fair in my portion of the island. But Portland, St. Mary, St. Anne getting battered, not to mention sections of Kingston, St. Andrew, sections of St. Catherine, Clarendon, Manchester, St. Elizabeth. But the brunt of it seems to be across Manchester, well, Clarendon and St. Catherine as we speak. Alright, so let's read some more. Alright, so Cassie said Sydenham flooded. That's in Spanish Town. Kmart Drummond stating rain in Kingston now. But the thing is, I just checked the Kingston cam on See Jamaica and I don't see. Maybe it's raining in his portion of Kingston. Don't see anything right now on the Crossroads cam. Wait, I think I see some droplets of water in the puddles right there. So they could definitely be getting in on some amount of rainfall. Let's see the halfway tree cam. Hold on, let's pause the Crossroads cam. Alright, this is the stream near National Stadium. Don't see really much. It could be raining, but we're seeing too much of these buildings. Usually when it's raining, where the visibility is a bit not showing that well. Let's see what the halfway tree camera is showing the latest. Well, for the most part the road is wet, so it could have been raining earlier. Definitely not seeing much on the Bogwalk Gorge camera right now, but we definitely just saw a flash of lightning. Look at that. Let's go back to the satellite images and the comments. Alright, so Katie and Martin loving it. Loving the rain in St. Catherine Central Village from yesterday evening till now. Yes, I think we're finally making up for all the rainfall that we missed in maybe May, April. Remember, the North Coast was getting all of the rainfall and the South Coast was wondering what's going on. Well, now there's a flip. South Coast starting to get in on more of the rainfall, and I'm sure persons are grateful. But there are definitely some persons who don't like what's happening, especially those persons who were affected by the passage of Hurricane Beryl. Lots of persons actually out there wishing the rainfall would end. Trust me, as soon as this tropical wave is out of here, it's going to be dry. We're actually heading into the month of July. We're heading into July kind of weather. And if we actually look right here in terms of the amount of rainfall that's usually expected during the month of July, so let's drag this over here, and we're just going to be looking at Kingston and Montego Bay for a second. Let's zoom in. So we're heading into July, and as you can see, the bar graphs are showing Kingston at the top, Montego Bay at the bottom, and some of the June rainfall, because June is our secondary rainy season. Our primary rainy season is in September, October, November, where we see the bar graphs go up. So we're definitely seeing that June we had some of that rainfall spill into July. July, we're not supposed to be receiving much in the way of rainfall at all. We're supposed to be having less rainfall. So Kingston bar graph at the top, Montego Bay bar graph at the bottom. The Kingston bar graph is in millimeters. The Montego Bay bar graph is in inches. Some of you might be wondering, what does all of that mean? So up to 25 millimeters is the equivalent of 1 inch of rainfall. Okay, 2 inches of rainfall represents 50 millimeters of rainfall. We use millimeters in Jamaica when it comes to the amount of rainfall that we see in the rain gauges. Okay, so clearly for the month of July, Kingston usually sees half of 100 millimeters, so that's what, 50 millimeters. That's 2 inches of rainfall the most. Montego Bay gets a bit more. That looks like, if not 3.2 inches, maybe what, 3.11 in a sense, because it's between the 2 and the 4, so it must be somewhere near 3 right there. That's in inches. 3 inches of rainfall is about the same as what, 75, 76, 77 millimeters of rainfall for Montego Bay. And given all of the rainfall that we recently had with Hurricane Beryl, Major Hurricane Beryl, and this tropical wave, we are definitely, so far above normal with the rainfall that's usually expected. This tropical wave is definitely doing a number on us. This tropical wave, if it had the right conditions, it could have developed. It's actually a strong one, and it's possibly grieving over the fact that Beryl got to develop and it didn't get to develop because conditions might be hostile, whether it be upper level wind shear. Let's look at the upper levels and see if that was the actual case. Let's see. This map is showing the upper level wind shear. That's showing where we have the winds in the utmost tops of the troposphere that we know can tear thunderstorms apart. As of right now, it's moving through an area that has a lot of northerly or northeasterly wind shear, as we can see here. So it could definitely be preventing the thunderstorms from forming. It has a lot of warm water to work with, but there are other factors that come into play, like shear, Sahara and dust. Look at the Sahara and dust map. This is as of what, 8 a.m. this morning, and Jamaica not really seeing the Sahara and dust, especially considering that we're being affected by that tropical wave. But tomorrow we're definitely going to be seeing it. This is 2 p.m. on Sunday. Jamaica is supposed to be right here under the word Port-au-Prince, is the capital for Haiti. I wonder why they made this map like this. They should have just put the countries and not some towns or cities. So Jamaica is right here, and we do see the browns that represent the Sahara and dust, but we also see a vigorous plume in the darker shade of brown right here, and we know all of this is pushing from east to west in the easterly winds, all courtesy of the high pressure ridge. Everything has to move west because of the ridges of high pressure, so it all makes sense, and we can just hope that by the time the dust gets to our area, it has dwindled down to more of those lighter shades of browns that we know cause less hazy skies. The darker shades of blue causes the tremendous hazy skies, as well as trigger some amount of asthma, sinusitis in some persons, and we really cannot handle that. Anis, you're asking if the dam is full. You can't ask me, no, ma'am. You need to ask the NWC. Sometimes I'm wondering how it is that we're the land of wood and water, and we get so much rain throughout the year, like what's happening right now with this severe thunderstorm. Let's reload. Let's see if we have the latest image coming out as it. Alright, so it's 9:13. It must be out. It should be out. I don't know, it's not out, and it's 13 minutes past the hour instead of 12, so we should have the 5 minutes past the hour image. Well, it seems to be glitching out. Either way, this is what we're currently experiencing. Some very heavy rainfall lashing portions of central Jamaica as we speak. Definitely a bad situation unfolding, because these are the same spots that were affected by the brunt of Beryl. Alright, here it is. We have the latest now. Just came out 5 minutes past the hour. The time is now 9:14 p.m. So this one just came out at 9:05 p.m. and we see that we still have a lot of thunderstorms. It's just expanding. It's just getting bigger and bigger and lashing those areas that have already been affected. St. Catherine, Clarendon, Manchester, St. Elizabeth getting the brunt of the very heavy rainfall as we speak. We're definitely going to wake up to hear that some flooding took place. Maybe some rivers might be in spate, river come down, whatever the case may be. Lots of thunderstorms right there out to the sea, Portland. Not much right now across eastern Portland or eastern St. Thomas. We definitely see some strong thunderstorms across more so south central Jamaica than anything else. What do the comments say? Let's read some more chat comments before we go into the Facebook, Twitter and Instagram comments. By the way, feel free to visit our Instagram page at weather.jamaica and call us. I'll definitely answer you if you want to be on the live stream. Or would you rather me give my number up so that you guys can call me and let me know what's happening regarding your weather or whatever took place with you guys and the Hurricane Beryl. So we have Divine Abundance here stating heavy rains in Longville Park, Clarendon. What's tomorrow like with this wave? Can you give us some insight as to when it might pass us? Mindset, I actually did. I did a live stream yesterday and I did a video this morning highlighting when all of this will be over. It's actually supposed to be over by Saturday afternoon. Look at these images right here showing the rainfall forecast. As a matter of fact, let's look at the GFS than anything else, because the euro is something else. Alright, so we're just going to be going out in time. So this is the euro, and we're going to be looking at the, well, that was the GFS, this is the euro. So we're going to be going out in time. Right now, the euro has the rainfall that we're experiencing across southern Jamaica to the T. This is 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, which is actually 9 p.m. Jamaica time. And we see the blues represent rainfall across sections of the south. So St. Elizabeth, Clarendon, Manchester, section of St. Catherine. It actually initialized very well, showing all of the rainfall that we're actually seeing on the satellite images. You know, doing a number on those southern parishes. Let's see if the GFS initialized well. Alright, something similar. It's incorporating some of that rainfall into sections of St. Thomas, but I'm not seeing the rainfall in St. Thomas at all. I'm in St. Thomas. Yes, we have cloud cover over the area, but I'm not seeing the rainfall at all. Let's reload the Doppler radar images, because we know that with the satellite images we can have cloud cover over an area, not necessarily rainfall. Alright, I think I see a little dot of green right there to the south of me. So maybe some rainfall on the way, especially with this strong southeasterly flow. All of this rainfall is definitely feeding into us, and we can definitely see all of the yellows, all of the gold that we can see by the Cuban Doppler radar that shows the heavy rainfall, and it's definitely doing a number on sections of Clarendon, section of St. Catherine, section of Portland, section of coastal areas of Manchester getting in on it. Some rainfall into section of St. Elizabeth as well, the very same areas that are without roofs as we speak. So it's definitely a bad situation. Sections of St. Anne, even spilling into sections of Eastern Trelawney, hitting in on the mix sections of St. Mary, Kingston, St. Andrew. Not much in Eastern St. Thomas, but we do see it possible for a section of Western St. Thomas later on tonight. And it just seems like it's not letting up. This has been the situation yesterday evening, and it's the situation right now. Look at the satellite images. Let's start over. We saw that it was more so some isolated thunderstorms across sections of the island, and then as time went on, we usually expect these thunderstorms to die down, but what these thunderstorms are doing regarding this tropical wave is actually, you know, expanding, developing even more. And look at what it has become. It is showing the most in the way of thunderstorm activity. Look at the key. The high cold cloud tops, or the cumulonimbus clouds, are represented by the blues, the greens, the yellows, oranges, the reds, the blacks, the grays, the purples, and we're seeing that the thunderstorm buck. This is the most in the way of thunderstorm that you can ever see. So this is why I'm saying that we're definitely going to be waking up tomorrow, and we're going to be hearing some reports of flooding in the very areas that were battered by Beryl. It's definitely a very bad situation. Okay, mindset. So let's go back. So that was the initialization. So what's going to be happening tomorrow? Well, tonight we still see that the euro is showing more in the way of rainfall affecting sections of some southern parishes. This is 4 a.m. Let's go out in time some more. This is 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, which is actually 18. Alright, I think I hear the rain starting outside in my area. If there are power outages, I won't be affected because I'm connected to this little generator right here. So I think I'll have a good 15 minutes before it dies out. Alright, so we can definitely see some rainfall, but the thing is, as we head into the afternoon, the rainfall should be getting more isolated than anything else. I don't know if you can hear the rainfall. No, it's definitely starting to pick up in my area. So Sunday, the thing is, on the GFS we're seeing more whites than anything else. So it makes sense that you guys can definitely get your washing done finally tomorrow. The euro is a bit more robust, showing that it should still be raining across sections of eastern, central, and western Jamaica. The GFS showing less rainfall. Keep in mind that this is valid for 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, which is actually 3 p.m. Jamaica time. So we'll see exactly what unfolds with that, if we're still going to be getting on that lingering rainfall. I, for one, I'm more inclined to believe what the GFS is showing. Maybe some isolated sprinkles here and there. Maybe northwestern Jamaica, Hanover, St. James at 3 p.m. Maybe section of eastern St. Thomas. But that's just about it. Nothing like what we're currently experiencing across the island right now with this very severe thunderstorm. Look at how it just blew up and developed over land. We usually see all of the blowing up of convection over the sea, especially this time of the evening. If it's not daytime heating or diurnal convection, it is not possible like this. So we know that there's definitely something in the air. It's the tropical wave that the hurricane center was saying a couple days ago had a chance of development when it gets to Jamaica. We can definitely see that as of now. Beryl is over here closer to Texas, so the system that would have developed is now near Jamaica. But the thing is, the hurricane center dropped it. Hurricane center is saying that it no longer has a chance of developing because of what we stated earlier with the upper level wind shear coming in from the northeast, possibly ripping the thunderstorms apart and preventing that from happening. Not to mention the amount of Saharan dust that is expected to suck the moisture out of the air. So it's definitely staying as a weaker system, and we see that. And yes, as much as the thunderstorms are terrible right now, it is the weaker system, considering that it lacks the wind and the rainfall associated with hurricanes. Alright, so let's see some more chat comments coming in. Alright, raining lightly in Richmond, St. Anne. Debbie Anderson, please send us some of the rain in Negril right now. It's too hot. Boy, I can't imagine. Look at the western end of the island. Not seeing much in the way of rainfall at all. Even on the Doppler radar images, not seeing much. But the thing is, not Radcliffe. Who's that person who lives in Negril again? Because I was of the mindset that you guys get rainfall like almost every day, because usually, especially during the afternoon, we have the low level clouds, the low level winds. All of this pushes from east to west. So if anywhere is going to be dry in Jamaica, it's the central and eastern portion of the island, while the western end is going to be very wet. So to have a comment coming in stating that Negril is dry. Yeah man, it's Negril. In Negril right now it's too hot. But Radcliffe, you guys get rainfall all the time. So, well, you said that it's hot, so I understand what you mean. Let's see if some of this rainfall can definitely make it westward to you guys. Let's see. Yvette Gooden, will it rain in Montego Bay tomorrow? It's possible, Yvette, if we just saw the future satellite, well, the future rainfall forecast. This is valid for 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on the GFS. And we do see some blues near St. James and Hanover right there. The Euro, not as enthused as the GFS with that. But the winds might actually play a role in this, because the winds for tomorrow, let's see if I can find the close-up of Jamaica wind map. Alright, so wind in Jamaica. So the wind map is actually showing that for tomorrow, yes, the winds are going to be coming in more so from the east southeast than anything else. So all of that air is definitely going to be piling up across sections of some northern and western parishes. And we know northern parishes. What are our northern parishes again? Who can list them for me? Alright, so our northern parishes, we know we're talking about those parishes on top. I wonder if you guys can hear the rainfall outside. Definitely raining heavily as we speak. So northern parishes, we're talking about Hanover, St. James, Trelawney, St. Anne, St. Mary, Portland, and maybe some western parishes incorporated. Western parishes, we're talking about those parishes in the county of Cornwall. So Hanover, St. James, Trelawney, Westmoreland, St. Elizabeth. So you guys might just get in on some of that rainfall tomorrow, because the low level winds are going to be coming in from the east southeast, if not from the southeast. And both the Euro and the GFS models are in consensus with that. This is the Euro, this is the GFS right here, and we see the flow for tomorrow. So definitely some rainfall across the north. All of that air is going to be piling up across those spots of the island. Then we have some mid-level clouds building to some rain clouds, if not some cumulonimbus clouds. And with what the GFS is forecasting, It should be more so across the northwest than anything else, so maybe some isolated shower, if not just some partly cloudy skies across sections of Hanover and St. James, because we know this tropical wave that we've been talking about is pushing westward. Right now it's already to the west of the island. Here it is right here, and for reference, here's Jamaica right here. It's already to our west. We know that when it comes to these tropical waves, the heaviest weather is usually on the eastern side, and we're on the eastern side right now. So considering that we're going to be having an updated map tomorrow, and the tropical wave might be here or maybe off screen to the west of there, it, you know, increases our chances of more sunshine than anything else. I can't rule out 100% accuracy for that rainfall, but we do see that the GFS is showing that for that time period. The Euro showing blues that represent rainfall across eastern, central, and western parishes, not so much section of St. James. But we're gonna see exactly what unfolds. We're gonna see which one of the supercomputer models win for the rainfall for St. James during the afternoon. Either way, try to get your laundry done early. Alright, so let's look at the latest infrared satellite images. What time is it? It is 9:26, so we should still have the 9:15 satellite images out. So let's continue reading some more of these comments. Alright, so we have Radcliffe stating we're getting a lot of lightning but no rain. I can imagine. We can actually see the thunderstorms out to sea to the west of Negril right here. So of course you're going to be seeing a lot of lightning out to sea, but you're not going to be getting on that rainfall because the clouds are not on top of you guys. Okay, Radcliffe. Alright, Neris, I actually googled that, but thank you very much for giving me the location of Sydenham. Didn't even realize that it was another St. Catherine town. Yes, Christina, thank you very much. I really like the meteorology thing. Very fascinated by the weather. Boy, Radcliffe, I can just imagine. No light, no water right now in Negril. I can just imagine. You guys actually got some of the brunt of the hurricane's eye wall, you know. The eye wall did a thing like this. Let's say this right here. Let's use the block. And let's pause it at the image before the thunderstorm started. So let's say this is Beryl. This was what Beryl did. So the eye wall, as we know, is the area around the center or the eye of the storm. The eye of the storm, as we know, has the least amount of rainfall or wind. It's the calmest part of the hurricane. But the eye wall, the area around the eye, that has the most intense wind, that has the 130 mile per hour to 145 mile per hour category 4 wind, while the rest of the hurricane had more so some tropical storm force wind. So all of the rest of the damage that everywhere else experienced, that was more so tropical storm force winds, maybe mixed with some category 1 force wind, if anything. But this was what the system did. The northern eye wall definitely went over southern Clarendon, section of southern Manchester, and section of St. Elizabeth right there, and just continued to push west-northwestward. And I'm pretty sure that Negril would have been without electricity because they definitely got a piece of the eye wall as well. Maybe not as robust as what section of Clarendon or Manchester might have gotten, but they definitely got that. Rain on and off in Kingston, 876 Champagne. Yeah, but for some reason I'm looking at the live cams from C Jamaica's YouTube channel. I'm not seeing that at all. Maybe it's raining in your portion of Kingston and not necessarily where the live streams are set up. But we definitely see that it's definitely wet. The halfway tree cam, it's definitely, you know, soaked in a way. Let's see what the crossroads cam is showing. Well, this is the camera overlooking the National Stadium. Not seeing much. What does the crossroads camera show? Alright, so we can see here, definitely soaked. Nothing alarming, no severe rainfall at all. Let's see what's going on the Bogwalk Gorge. Nothing to see here as of 9:30 p.m. Alright, let's read some more comments. We're still looking at this very severe thunderstorm that's lashing portions of the island as we speak. Let me know if you guys want me to do more live streams like this for this hurricane season. Some more of these into August, September, October. Remember, August, September, October is the peak of the hurricane season, by the way. Guys, let's look at this map for a second. Because this is ridiculous. We just came out of June. This is June right here. Keep in mind that this map is showing all the activity regarding tropical storms or hurricanes based on data from 1944 to 2020. We're just starting the hurricane season in June. Usually when it comes to June, when it comes to rainfall in June, as a matter of fact, we receive more troughs than anything else, bringing a lot of flooding. Troughs, not hurricanes. But because of the very warm sea surface temperatures, and we spoke about those right here across the Atlantic, the yellows, the gold, the oranges, it caused Beryl to thrive and did something similar to what happened in 2005. And the ocean heat content definitely supported that, because you know the waters are warmer the deeper we go, and we see a lot of ocean heat content as indicated by the reds in and around Jamaica, the Cayman Islands, into Cuba. And Beryl didn't even have to tap into that. As a matter of fact, Beryl was moving so quickly that she didn't even leave a cold wake across the anomalies on the skin of the ocean right here. Definitely pushed in. Maybe we see a little dot of yellow right there to the south of Haiti. Maybe it had something to do with upwelling, or doing something about the surface of the water, but it's nothing significant. The waters are very warm and there's a lot of hurricane season left, and the La Nina is definitely on its way. We can see the water starting to cool off in the eastern to the central Pacific right now. As of the latest from the Hurricane Center, or from NOAA, we're at neutral conditions. We know that El Nino has to do with the very warming of the waters of the eastern to the central Pacific that caused a lot of storms to form here. And then in turn, we have a lot of upper level wind shear across the Atlantic that tears the thunderstorms apart, causing more dry weather across the Caribbean, if not tearing these hurricanes or possible storms apart. But this year we have the opposite starting to develop. We have a La Nina. La Nina is going to be shutting down the eastern Pacific season, causing little to no thunderstorms, and this in turn will cause little to no wind shear. We're already thriving with the development of Beryl, so I guess it is already feeling the effect of the La Nina like pattern, and that should persist as we head into the bigger months of the hurricane season when more tropical systems come off of Africa. As a matter of fact, we're so ahead of schedule. Let's see if we can find back the image right here. Because we are so ahead of schedule that in June we had a whole category 5 hurricane, Beryl. That was ridiculous. In June into early July, we don't expect to see something like that until August, September. But in June into early July, that is crazy, and it actually came from the main development region too, because usually this time of year, June, July, the tracks are not for those spots in the Atlantic. In June, these are the usual spots: the Western Caribbean, the Gulf of Mexico, closer to the United States in general. But we saw Beryl beat the odds and formed out in the main development region and pushed west-northwestward. July now, if it actually formed in July, it wouldn't be as bad, because we've had July systems form out in the main development region in the Eastern Caribbean. These are the usual tracks, and these are this is the track that Beryl took in a way, but much closer to Jamaica, and pushed into the Gulf of Mexico. So we're definitely in for a big hurricane season. There's a lot more hurricane season left. We're only in July. Once we get into August through to September and October, it's definitely going to be ramping up even more. And as a matter of fact, there was a tweet from Ben Knoll. Ben Knoll actually made a tweet on his Twitter page. If you don't know by now, Ben Knoll is a meteorologist at the National Institute of Water and Atmospheric Research in New Zealand. And from time to time, he makes some very accurate posts about the Atlantic hurricane season. I remember in 2020, he forecasted all of these systems so perfectly out in time. As a matter of fact, he just made a post 4 hours ago that I'm going to be focusing on shortly. But what I want to highlight is this post that he made. Well, not this post. Let's find the right post, because that seems like another one that I haven't touched on as yet, but I'm going to be looking at it shortly. So this is the post that I am referring to, this one right here. And as a matter of fact, I want to load up another one to show you how accurate he is, because this man actually, you know, predicted Beryl from May. Yeah, from where May, this guy predicted what would have happened regarding Beryl forming. So I'm trying to find his tweet that he posted on May 31. I cannot get over how accurate this guy can be. If you have Twitter, please ensure that you follow him. These are the experts who know what they're talking about, who don't just look at supercomputer models and say, hey, it's gonna rain tomorrow. These are the experts, and I like to highlight these experts. Alright, so where is it? He actually posted it sometime here. Alright, here it is. Actually posted it on May 30. So he said the latest subseasonal guidance shows a convective pulse in green reaching and lingering over the Atlantic from the second week of June to the rest of the month. What is he talking about? He's talking about this. All of the blues that indicate rising air. Rising air is when we have more thunderstorms forming, more tropical waves developing to tropical depressions, tropical storms, hurricanes. And this was forecast for June 7 to June 14. It was also forecast for June 14 to June 21, as we see it there. And it was forecast for June 21 to June 29. And that time period brought us Beryl. Remember, Beryl came from the main development region and pushed west into the Caribbean. Now, he just made another post highlighting the very same maps. He stated, what's up next after the Atlantic for Beryl? The intraseasonal state looks unfavorable for development through mid-July, but convective forcing will likely return to the basin and Africa from late July into early August, increasing the chance for tropical storms and hurricanes. So he's talking about this. He's talking about the blues that we're going to be starting to get in on as we wrap up July, second half of July to be exact. So this is what we're talking about. We see the blues right here, and they're stretching all the way from Australia into the Indian Ocean and Africa, section of Asia and Europe as well. But we're seeing the darker blues across Africa right there, and we know all of this is pushing from east to west. All of the tropical waves across Africa are pushing from east to west, and they exit right here across Western Africa in the main development region. And then all of this pushes to the Caribbean. So even although there's some orange that's sinking here, that doesn't like thunderstorm development, that's forecast for majority of July into the latter part of July. All of this is definitely going to be starting to change as we wrap up July and head into early August. See the rising air starting to expand some more into the Atlantic and the Caribbean, even the Eastern Pacific getting in on more of that by July 26th to August 3. So we might just see some more things happening in general. But as for the time period, enjoy. This is July 5 to July 12. We see that there's gonna be a lot of sinking here. So for those persons who are talking about, this tropical wave, I cannot stand all of the rainfall that we're experiencing with this severe thunderstorm that we're experiencing across the island right now, trust me, after today it's going to be drier than normal. It's going to be dry and hot. Persons are going to be wishing the sun is back. But when we start to wrap up the month of July now, that's when things are going to start ramping up. Some more tropical waves coming off of Africa. The Euro and the GFS models that persons look at way out in time are going to start lighting up. As a matter of fact, let's look it up and see what the Euro and the GFS models are showing now. They're just going to be showing the next 10 days, and I'm pretty sure that I'm not going to be seeing anything like this. So this is what we're looking for. We're looking for an ear with green and contour lines and an ear of low pressure, like what we see with Beryl that is trying to do tomorrow as it heads into Texas and even into Monday. Do we see any of those across the Caribbean, the Atlantic, as we go out in time? And we're actually going to be going out to the next 384 hours. So that's up to the 22nd of July. And what do we see? By the way, we must never ever go out far in time, no more than 7 days at most, just the next 168 hours, because that's what the US National Hurricane Center would do. I'm just doing it for fun to show us that the models are really not picking up on much of anything possibly forming and developing as we go out this far out in time, just to show you that the Atlantic is definitely going to be shutting down. We actually see something trying to form in the Eastern Pacific, but that's just the Eastern Pacific. That is normal. We see some thunderstorms near Central America, maybe a hurricane or two, but we see clearly nothing is expected from now all the way up to July 22. So maybe some afternoon rainfall, but it's definitely going to be less rainfall than what we got in the month of June and what we got in the first part of July. It's definitely going to be hot. We know even in Jamaica, the temperatures are at its peak. In July, we usually receive 91 degrees Fahrenheit for our temperatures. When we take a look at the thermometer, 91 degrees Fahrenheit is about the same as 32.7 degrees Celsius. So that's going to be the average. And the thing about these maps is that they're also showing the above average temperatures in the yellows and the oranges that are expected. As for tomorrow, 12Z, well, 18Z on Sunday, which is actually 1 p.m. on Sunday, Jamaica should still be in on some grays that we can see by the key on the right that represents average temperature. So anywhere from 32 to 32.7 degrees Celsius at most for Jamaica's temperature. But how long will that last? Monday is definitely going to be getting hotter, and the Sahara and this is definitely going to be pushing in some more from the east. So we have a lot of hot temperatures and sunny weather that's expected. So enjoy the tropical wave while it lasts, even although it's quite a formidable tropical wave that's lashing portions of central Jamaica as we speak. Sections of St. Elizabeth, Manchester, Clarendon, section of St. Catherine, St. Anne, St. Mary getting in on some very heavy thunderstorms as we speak. And we just had a nice little downpour in my portion of St. Thomas. So as much as we're not seeing much on the satellite images, we can definitely see where I had that rainfall. There it is, the greens, and it definitely pushed off, headed to the direction of St. Andrew, maybe section of Kingston might get on some of that. But we still see the rainfall still sitting on top of Clarendon, sections of St. Catherine, all of the heavy rainfall in the yellows that we can see by the key on the right. So they're definitely getting on some bad weather as we speak throughout the night. As I stated, some persons are definitely going to be flooded out, or it has already started to flood in some spots. If we take a look at some more comments right here, let's see what's going on. Alright. Yes, Anis, you asked if the dam is full. That's a question for the National Water Commission, ma'am. You're gonna have to check out their Twitter page, because you know this moment they'll say, oh, the dam and the reservoir are at 100% capacity. Then by September they're at 60% or whatever the case may be. For the land of food and water, the water is scarce. We need to build some more dams and reservoirs across the island in general, so we stop having these water issues, you know, because Jamaica is in the tropics. We get a lot of rainfall in Jamaica. When these tropical systems are ready to dump rainfall, when it rains it pours here, so we should be getting in on more rainfall. Alright, so Cadian sitting, glad for it, man. Mindset, get us an idea of how fast the system is moving and when this might pass. I am in Mapen, Clarendon. Mindset, so by Sunday afternoon most of it should be out of here. Sunny weather, so your clothes can dry, okay? Alright, welcome, see Jamaica, my boss. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Alright, my boss. Big up yourself too. Alright, so we have Janice here, my family too. We have water, but the lights don't know when we getting that back. St. Elizabeth is 5 times worse than other parishes. It definitely isn't a Janice. It definitely is. When I saw the eye wall yesterday, well, on Wednesday, when Beryl was crossing to the south of us, I was hoping that it would have missed us, because boy, I was thinking of how the damage would have set us back so far, without electricity for weeks, without internet for weeks. But This was what Beryl did. If I actually go back on my Twitter page, by the way, keep in mind that I make posts on my Twitter page, Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok page. Some posts that you can't afford to miss. Posts like primetime news on TVJ showing the damage, midday news, CVM news. Come on, guys. We know that many persons are without electricity. I have flow cable, and me and my next door neighbor, or my next door neighbor and I, haven't had cable since the hurricane, passed, since we got back electricity. So we have the live streams on CVM television website, and we have the live stream of TVJ on One Spot Media, and we'd expect these places to put their live streams of the news that people want to see. There are people overseas who have family here who are wondering what's going on. Persons are cut off without electricity. Persons are cut off without internet or phone service. We want to see what's happening. So I said the best thing that we can do right now is live stream. I'll just be live streaming just the impact that Major Hurricane Beryl had, because boy, I know as soon as these are over, it's back to regularly scheduled programming, whether it be crime and violence or car accidents that we're so sick and tired of seeing. But it's the news, it's normal, not to mention the politics. But for now, let's just focus mainly on the Beryl damage, and I'll definitely be here to keep you posted. As soon as I see them streaming, I shall record and post them on my social media platform. So if you have one of those social media platforms, please ensure that you follow us here at Weather Jamaica. As I said, TikTok at Weather Jamaica, Facebook at Weather Jamaica 876, Instagram at weather.jamaica, and Twitter at Weather Jamaica. So this is what I'm referring to. So this is the eye wall of Beryl, and we're looking at the Cuban Doppler radar images. At around 3 p.m. on Wednesday, this was when the eye wall, as we can see here, started to come into portions of Clarendon. We see that they definitely got in on the brunt of the northern eye wall right there. The yellows, the oranges, that has the most intense winds. And remember, it was a category 4 hurricane at the time, and they were saying that the strongest winds were around its center, while the rest of the area around the hurricane was experiencing more in the way of tropical storm force winds. Okay, and let's just bring the wind speeds into play right here for a second. So let's look at the Saffir-Simpson wind scale for a second. This is what I'm talking about. So majority of the island, they don't even realize that although the hurricane passed over us, we didn't receive much in the way of hurricane force winds at all. What we experienced was more so some tropical storm force winds of 39 to 73 miles per hour, and it still did a lot of damage. Still did a lot of damage, down trees, power lines, whatever the case may be. But what Southern Clarendon, Southern Manchester, and Southern St. Elizabeth got was the category 4 winds of 130 to 156 miles per hour. And this Beryl system was so small that it didn't have much in the way of these winds, going out somewhere away from the center. It was more confined to around its center with these very strong winds. So we saw the eye right there. We know the eye is the calmest part of the hurricane. We saw the heaviest rainfall wrapping around that eye right here, and we saw the heaviest of the rainfall and the strongest winds more so on the northern eye wall, as we can see the yellows. So definitely Southern Clarendon, Portland Cottage, Southern Manchester, Southern St. Elizabeth got the brunt of it. They got the brunt of it. They definitely got the worst in the way of that hurricane in general. This was what, about 5 p.m. 2 hours later. This was where the eye wall was located, bashing sections of Manchester, sections of St. Elizabeth. That was when we got in on all of the footage that most of you guys are seeing coming out, showing the damage or showing the bad weather associated with Beryl at the time. And then by about, let's see here, this was, let's see, this is 8:30 p.m. so a couple hours later, we saw where the eye wall was located more so towards the southwest or the west of Hanover, west of Westmoreland as well. So definitely Negril got spared, but as the viewer just said, they're still without light and electricity. So can you imagine if the eye wall had passed through, just like what section of St. Elizabeth and southern Manchester had gotten? That would have been ridiculous. Alright, so let's reload the latest infrared satellite images. Let's reload the latest Doppler radar images. So we can see that as of 35 minutes past the hour, we still have the strong thunderstorms battering sections of central Jamaica. Lots of thunderstorms to the north of St. Mary and Portland as well. But we still see the brunt of the weather now across sections of western St. Catherine, so Old Harbour, section of Clarendon, section of Manchester getting in on the bad weather associated with the tropical wave. But we're starting to see more of the thunderstorms move offshore now, so more so to the south of Manchester and Clarendon than anything else, as we can see by these sparkling white dots. That doesn't mean that we can't still have a lot of rainfall taking place on land. This is why we need the Doppler radar images, so that we can see exactly what's taking place under the clouds. And as of right now, the Met Services Doppler radar is still temporarily unavailable. Hopefully they get it sorted out in the shortest possible time, as they claimed. As I said a month ago, I spoke to Evan Thompson, the principal director of the Meteorological Service of Jamaica, and he said the radar should be up and running in July. So we'll see if it's actually up and running. Hopefully we don't get an excuse about, oh, the passage of Hurricane Beryl, you know. So that's why it's not up and running yet in August. Boy, I hope I don't have to call him back in August about Doppler radar. Doppler radars are very crucial. We paid millions of dollars. Well, the Jamaican government paid millions of dollars to get it, you know, bought and installed here, and then just for it to stop working in a couple of years. It's a bit sad. We have to be depending on the Cuban Doppler radar. You know how long this website has this Cuban Doppler radar for? I remember seeing this Doppler radar since 2007, 2008. I'm pretty sure that there are still images of Hurricane Ike from 2008 crossing over Cuba. And the Doppler radars are still up and running. These guys know how to maintain Doppler radars, as they're always up and running. As a matter of fact, as much as they've been down, they always come back up. And they're very useful. We can see all the rainfall right now affecting portions of Jamaica. The yellows, the gold colors, some very heavy rainfall lashing sections of St. Catherine, Clarendon, Manchester, St. Elizabeth, sections of Portland, St. Anne getting in on the mix. It's definitely a bad situation as we speak. If we're not already hearing that flooding is taking place, there's definitely a lot of flooding coming. Alright, let's see what's going on regarding some more comments. Alright, my family too, we have water, but the lights don't know when we getting back. Alright, read that one already. Sarah Thomas stating light drizzle in Albion, St. Thomas. Alright, I just got a downpour in my portion of St. Thomas, Sarah. Neris Bailey, is it moving or is it stationary? Boy, at this point it seems like it's moving. It was looking stationary earlier. It seems like it's moving, but it's a lot of thunderstorms taking place. It's definitely a bad situation. Let's see some more comments here. Alright, Evet Gooden, we need some in Lilliput now, please, Montego Bay. Let's see if some of it actually makes it there. Either way, maybe by Sunday afternoon you might get on some of that. Evet. David, raining lightly on Molayas Road. Alright. Tanisha Stevenson, raining here in Trelawney. Yes, mine says Sunday is the least of the rainfall. This too will pass. You think it's gonna increase towards Central America? It's possible, you know. It sounds like you are in Belize, Stephanie, if I'm not mistaken. It is possible. There have been times in the past where the Hurricane Center drops the system, just like what it did with this system. It's not like the system just deleted itself. It is still there. We see the tropical wave right here, and it's still pushing westward. So if it fights off the wind shear or the Saharan dust, the dry air, I wouldn't be surprised if the Hurricane Center gives us another code yellow, and then saying, oh, it's going to cross over the Yucatan, and then maybe possibly develop as it heads into the Gulf of Mexico. It's a possibility, but we're definitely going to be keeping you guys posted just in case it actually happens. But it's not looking so promising as of right now, as of the latest update from the Hurricane Center at 7:52 Eastern Daylight Time, which is actually 6:52 Jamaica time. Tiana, yeah man, I know Clarendon got really hit hard. Pretty Nisi, raining in Portmore. I'm sure that you're happy about that rain in Portmore, Nisi. You guys hardly get it. Shane Hypers, yeah man. The observer said we should expect more hurricane like Beryl this year. Yeah man. We're definitely in for some more systems like that. We have a lot more hurricane season left. It's definitely just the beginning, as I stated with this map right here. It's just the beginning of the season. We're in July. We usually receive most of our activity in August, September especially. By the way, let me say it here first. Yes, by the time we get into September, there's going to be a time in the Atlantic where there are about three, I'm sure it's going to be three systems in the entire Atlantic at one time. The Atlantic is big. This is the Atlantic. I'm pretty sure there are going to be three systems. I don't think there's going to be a system in the Caribbean at the time, but there could definitely be one in the Gulf of Mexico, one in the Northern Atlantic, and maybe another one in the main development region. So I'm just predicting the future, especially with a year like this year. There's going to be at least three systems at one time during the month of September. I'm sure of it. Usually when we have systems like that, we don't have a system in the Caribbean at the time, but we'll see if we beat the odds this year, having maybe one behind the next. Hopefully that's not the situation, and hopefully if we get more systems, most of them actually push northward and miss the Caribbean. Hopefully the Bermuda and the haze, where it's high pressure, are not so strong. Alright, so let's get back to the severe thunderstorm that's affecting portions of the island, and let's get back to some of our comments. Let's read some of the Twitter comments coming in before we head back to the YouTube comments. Cheryl here on our Twitter page stating heavy rain in Portmore, rain all day. Leo Queen, very loud thunder, lots of lightning and heavy rainfall in Spanish Town right now. Another comment from that looks like John Deese stating let's hope no more rain no come. Avilo underscore Gelisa stating let's just say solar panels having a hard time. I can imagine the lack of rainfall, more cloud cover than anything else. So the solar panels are definitely missing the sunshine. Then we have Gooner Princess, a Beryl cousin there. We're right now pure rain from morning. Them still a scam with intermittent heavy rains. It's raining now. Warren Barton 1212. Heavy rain in Portmore. Vibes JA 876. Rainy Spanish Town. Boogie Foodie JA. Off and on showers in Kingston. And we even have some more comments coming in. We have Eat Oxtail Like a Yardie. I hate when it rains hard. Gooner Princess. Roads flooded in my era. Colbeck Road in Old Harbor. Proceed with caution. I had to turn back just now. No work tonight. Even on our Facebook page, we have the comments coming in. Henderson Gray wants 3 more months of this weather. So be careful what you wish for, Henderson. We have Sashay stating off and on. Scattered showers in Kingston, Delroy. Light to moderate shower now in Tower Isle, St. Mary. Cecily Jones, raining on and off most of the day in Kingston. Teddy Sniper, better than the usual summer heat. Definitely. Stacy and How, loving the rain here in Portmore. We have some more comments here. Lots of the very same areas getting the rainfall. So it's mainly St. Catherine, Kingston, Clarendon, Manchester getting the brunt of the rainfall, as we can see here. Don't see any other parish getting it. Just St. Thomas, Portland, St. Mary, section of Kingston, St. Andrew, St. Catherine. Lots of comments on top of comments coming in on our Facebook page. Even on our Instagram page we have comments coming in. Heavy rain in Portmore and Spanish Town by Brown underscore eyes underscore chin. Kishana Samuel stating it's raining really hard, man. Too like the lightning thing here, Why? I understand you, Kishana, because the lightning, it's very dangerous. Very, 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 very dangerous. So the picture I take like crazy. It is very dangerous. You don't want to be outside during a thunderstorm. As a matter of fact, there's a saying, When thunder roars, go indoors. And we can definitely see the thunderstorm activity taking place across sections of the island at that time, and there's a lot more to come. Yeah man, 30 minutes worth of hard rain. The intersection of Spanish Town bypass going on to Walks Road is impassable. Be careful. There we have it. Flooding already reported, guys. This was what I'm referring to. Flooding already on the way across portion of the island because of the severe thunderstorms associated with this system. It's definitely a bad situation unfolding. Please ensure that if you're on the road, if you come upon flooded roadways, always ensure that you turn around. Don't drown. If you have friends or relatives who are out there, please ensure that you tell them to be as careful as possible. This is quite a bad situation unfolding with the thunderstorms that are plaguing the area right now, mainly section of central Jamaica than anything else. Let's say the middle part of Jamaica get the most rain right now. Western and eastern Jamaica not so much, so it's just Middlesex for the most part right now. And we can see it right here, some very bad weather as we speak across those spots. Alright, so let's read some more comments on Instagram. Shenyisa stating, Clarendon, I get thunderstorm from last night. ATP, we just give up and get back electricity anytime soon. Literally right now, there is a thunderstorm outside. It's currently pouring here on Halfway Tree Road, my favorite, whether day or night. Kim Cotton Candy stating, raining in Mandeville. Sugar ___ stating some erratic rainfall. Half a Portmore flood out already. That's what I'm talking about. This is why this stream is happening right now, because this tropical wave is definitely doing a number on portion of the island. So definitely a lot of flooding taking place as we speak. As a matter of fact, I think I should have sent out the live stream link to all of these places so that persons could be aware of exactly what is happening across the island. It's definitely a bad situation right now. Let me try to get out the live stream link, because I'm about to turn on my AC, drink some water, and continue the live stream some more, because this thunderstorm doesn't seem like it wants to let up anytime soon. Alright, here we have it. Alright, so I just posted it on our Twitter page right here. Let's see if we get more persons coming in. I'm gonna post it on our Facebook page, because this is going to be here for a couple of hours in general, because we might have the thunderstorm even dying down and then it possibly ramping back up. It's definitely a bad situation, and it's definitely expanding with all of the thunderstorms even as we speak. It's a serious situation, and the comments are already coming in. I was just only talking earlier about possible flash flooding, but we can already see the flash flooding taking shape with some of these comments coming in on our Facebook, on our Instagram page. Jamaican _Empress 91. We having rain in Boscobel. No, this is just crazy. A crazy situation definitely unfolding. Watcha. But Jesus. Even Pink Wall on Instagram, I just saw some flooding taking place. Let me see if I can send myself the link to show you guys, because there's definitely some flooding in Spanish Town Hospital unfolding as we speak, and this has nothing to do with Beryl at all. Let's see if I can find Pinkwall right here. Alright, so here's Pinkwall. They just posted this right here. Hope that you guys can see. It says Spanish Town Hospital. That was 51 minutes ago. This is crazy. This is definitely some severe thunderstorm associated with this tropical wave. This was the tropical wave that wanted to possibly become Debbie, but something happened. The hurricane center doesn't think it's going to be developing it. It's possible that the wind shear has a lot to do with it, if not the Saharan dust. But either way, we see that this tropical wave is definitely angry. We see the thunderstorms, we see the heavy rainfall associated with it, and look what happened. Let's see if we can hear something from it.
But you see, what is yellow pink? Yeah. The condition that we've been working in from Beryl. No, it's something that's a little from Charlie or Debbie or what.
Heard what she said? She said from Beryl. You don't know if it's Charlie or Debbie or what. Mama, that's a tropical wave. It's not any Charlie. By the way, the sea name was Chris, and Chris already slammed into Mexico. Debbie hasn't developed. This is a tropical wave, a strong one at that, because look at how the thunderstorms develop from just some isolated thunderstorms all the way up to this. Look how it just bubbled up across the land like it's some mid-afternoon thunderstorm. This is what we usually see during the afternoon across the island, when we get the daytime heating. But it's evening now. We don't have sunshine, but we have thunderstorms developing on land, and we have thunderstorms bubbling out to sea. So we know that all of this has to do with the tropical wave. And the sad thing is, we're definitely getting in on that very heavy rainfall across the very same spots that we're getting in on the very bad weather associated with tropical storm Beryl. The same spot, especially sections of Clarendon, southern Manchester, sections of St. Elizabeth, definitely getting in on the brunt of that. And there's a lot more of that to come as we head into Sunday morning. Yes, the models were definitely showing that there should be some more rainfall into Sunday morning, but by Sunday afternoon we see that most of it should clear out. Alright, let me get this post out on Instagram quickly. Alright, I'm just inviting some more persons to the live. Alright, so there we have it. Flooding already unfolding. You see, even before the live stream took place, I knew that the way in which it was developing across the island, there was definitely going to be some flooding. We can't have this deep convection across the island and not get flooding. We know the convection has to do with cumulonimbus clouds. We can see it all here by the key on the right. The blues, the greens, the yellows, the oranges, the reds, and the white within those reds. And we can definitely see that we're getting even more than the whites within those reds. The grays, the purples. That's just ridiculous. That's actually ridiculous. Let's look up Storm Carib. Let's see how deep the convection is on this map right here. We're going to be looking at the close-up of Jamaica. Alright, here we have it. So we're looking at the close-up of Jamaica. Look at that. Usually we don't see the whites on this, the infrared satellite images that we all know. We've seen these infrared satellite images before, but this is actually ridiculous. We usually see reds, but whites within the reds on top of it. That's some deep convection taking place. Definitely a bad situation currently unfolding with this tropical wave across the island as we speak. Hence the flooding that has already been reported across portions of the island. It's definitely a serious situation. And the thing is, we just had Beryl, so it's not like, oh, we dried out or anything like that. The ground is still saturated, so it's definitely gonna be easier for the area to flood. And the fact that there are some persons still without electricity, so it's definitely gonna be hampering the Jamaica Public Service and their efforts to trying to restore power. It's just a bad situation in general. Boy, we love the rain, but when it is a bit too much and it causes damage, yeah, we cannot take it like that. And we already see what it's doing at that hospital. That's crazy. I hope that everybody is staying safe. And we even see on the live stream a while ago that there was electricity still on. So if there's any electrical appliance plugged in, we know what can happen already. We already know what can happen. That's a very dangerous situation in cases like this. You unplug the electrical appliances, whether you're gonna turn off the breaker or something, the electrical circuit. That's a bad situation. And the thing is, this is just one. There could be other instances like this currently unfolding, but persons don't have a phone that's charged because they're without electricity, or they're without internet, or whatever the case may be, and can't get out this video like what this person did, showing the Spanish Town Hospital. Spanish Town Hospital is a mess right now, water everywhere. This is crazy. This tropical wave is definitely doing a number on us. This is a very bad situation unfolding. And I hope that everybody is actually staying safe. If you're on the roads right now, please ensure that you turn around. Don't drown. Alright, so let's see some more comments coming in on our YouTube platform, because this is definitely a bad situation unfolding. We have to focus our attention on it. I was actually going to watch Power Book 2 because I missed out on so many episodes for the past couple of weeks. This is not a promo or an ad for that show. That's a very good show. I really love the show. Mary J. Blige. Anyways, here we have the thunderstorms definitely lashing portions of central Jamaica as we speak. We see that some of the thunderstorms are starting to taper off, so more of that to the south of the island. And keep in mind that this latest image is as of 55 minutes past the hour, so this is as of 9:55 p.m. That's the latest image. Let's see if we have the latest one coming out. No, we don't have the new one coming out showing 5 minutes past the hour as yet. We're gonna have it shortly. Either way, we still see some thunderstorms, some lightning flashes across sections of St. Catherine right there, sections of northern or northwestern St. Catherine, northeastern Clarendon. Lots of thunderstorms to the north of western Portland, to the north of St. Mary. Let's reload to see what we have on the latest, if it will load. Alright, we still have the 55 minutes past the hour satellite images, and the Doppler radar images are actually showing what's happening. We see that thunderstorm to the north of St. Mary, the yellows. We see that thunderstorm in the yellows affecting portions of St. Catherine. We know the yellows represent the heaviest rainfall. The greens, the light greens represent light. The dark greens represent moderate. It could vary in a sense. It could be even heavier than the moderate in some cases. The yellows, that section of Clarendon have been receiving, represent heavy rainfall. We see that it's starting to lighten up a bit across Clarendon, but it's still heavy across sections of St. Catherine. Let's see what's going on at the Bagwalk Gorge. Don't see much happening, but we see the Rio Cobra is definitely in spate. It's been in spate, as a matter of fact, before Beryl even passed through. What's going on in the halfway tree cam? Not much happening. It could be raining elsewhere in halfway tree though. Let's see what's happening overlooking the National Stadium and New Kingston on this one. Not much. Let's see what's up. Oh, just saw lightning flash over there in the north. It's one of those stormy nights. Definitely soaked across Crossroad, but nothing significant as we speak. Most of the rainfall is elsewhere that doesn't have a live stream. Alright, so this is the latest. We just had the 5 minutes past the hour. Here it is. This is as of 10:05 p.m. And this is the thunderstorm. This is where the thunderstorms are bubbling up now. Across western St. Catherine. Section of Old Harbor definitely getting on those strong thunderstorms. Section of Clarendon. North of Clarendon there. It's definitely a bad situation unfolding in general. We see the comments coming. And there could be some other social media accounts right now that are talking about this in general. We're not seeing it as yet. Let's see if I scroll through some more of Instagram, if there's gonna be anything else coming up. Lord Jesus, I spoke too soon. Let's see if I can go back, because they just posted another thing on Pink Wall. Let's reload. Where is it? Is this another Pink Wall? I wonder if it's one of the other fake Pink Wall pages, because I'm seeing something that came out. Okay, here it is. Yes. So good night, Pink. Let the people them well live Dovecot side know that the road is impossible. See what I'm saying? I knew this would happen. So definitely we have some flash flooding taking place. Just have to, hope that the meteorological service doesn't issue that flash flood warning tomorrow instead of now. Clearly there's a flash flood emergency unfolding. Beer Madness are going, Beer Kara shut off, and that was about 20 minutes ago. So it might be higher now. My goodness. Guys, how as turn around, don't John lost all meaning. Don't have a sound on this one, but look at all the lightning. Look at the vehicle shut off in the road. This is crazy. I wonder if you guys are seeing what I'm seeing. Are you guys seeing this on the YouTube? Are you guys even there? Because this is crazy. Look at all the lightning. Look at the flooding that's taking place. This tropical wave is definitely doing a number on the island. Guys, if you have a vehicle, don't brave the water. Not all vehicles are this strong at all. Turn around, don't drown. It's a serious situation. A very, very serious situation. Is that beauty underscore her beast. Right now it look like a Beryl number 2 there. And a Beryl number 2, mom, this is just the tropical wave that the Hurricane Center was saying might develop, but it's not developing at all. It's just a very strong tropical wave, and we can see that it developed with the strong thunderstorms across the island. Alright. Here we have it, another commenter here on our Instagram page. One commenter here. Me say about 3 cars shut off on Walks Road, Old Harbor, Washway. This is definitely a bad situation unfolding. A very bad situation unfolding. Let's see if the Met Service said anything regarding what's happening. Alright, they made a post an hour ago. They said Saturday night isolated showers mainly across sections of eastern and southern parishes. By Met Service, I wouldn't call this isolated showers at all, because it's definitely widespread across those areas, southern and eastern parishes, yes. And it's very heavy. As a matter of fact, y'all should issue a flash flood warning. No. Sunday morning isolated showers across eastern and southern parishes. Sunday afternoon scattered showers and thunderstorms across sections of most parishes. Are you sure about that? Because Sunday afternoon seems like it's gonna be drier than normal. to me. But let's work with what the Met Service says. They're the official source of the island, so we're gonna be working with them. Get your updates from them, everybody. We can see the latest infrared satellite images still show the strong thunderstorms lashing portions of central Jamaica, especially. So anywhere from St. Elizabeth eastward, definitely getting in on the brunt of the thunderstorms. You know, the heaviest thunderstorms have to do with what we're seeing here on the key on the right. Not only the yellows and the reds, but the blacks and the grays and the purples. That's some ridiculous rainfall. And we have the sparkling white dots in there that indicate lightning flashes, if not lightning strikes. So it's definitely a bad situation unfolding. Some very heavy weather as we speak. It is a serious situation. Turn around. Don't drown if you're caught in this. This tropical wave is definitely doing what Beryl couldn't do at all. Alright, let's see some more comments. Some more in the chat. Let's see what's going on. Alright, so we have Claudia Myrie stating, how does it look for next week? Actually, Claudia, more sunshine than anything else next week. More sunshine, definitely. Maybe some isolated showers across western Jamaica as usual, but it's gonna be sunny, it's gonna be hot. Some Sahara dust definitely gonna be in the forecast. V Hall. Oh wait, going too fast. We have Bridget Wolf stating, raining in Spanish Town, Hustlong, showing the peace sign. Maureen O'Hara, Catherine Estate, heavy rain. Atreus, you should live stream more. I'll definitely try to do that. I remember I used to live stream back in the day, playing lots of video games and streaming for my video game friends in Europe and America. Those times, those guys didn't believe that I was playing the game fairly. They didn't believe I was that good at that driving game. They thought I was cheating. So I used to have to live stream for them, because you know, when you're live streaming, it cannot be edited, because you know, we can have a video uploaded to YouTube and then they will say, oh, you edited that. But if we're live streaming and they're seeing exactly what's happening, they can actually look and see, oh, I'm not actually cheating, I'm actually playing legit. But those live stream days are over. So now I totally forgot about the live stream software up until recently, when I was in Montego Bay and I saw so many persons live streaming with Beryl, and I'm saying, I think I need to do that too. Live stream on YouTube regarding what's going on, because there is a lot to see, a lot of resources, a lot to talk about, and I know that not everyone is really, you know, up to par when it comes to weather and understanding weather. And I am here to explain, I'm here to educate, I am here to share the knowledge so that everyone knows what's happening, so that everyone can actually predict the weather on their own. No problem. But as of right now, we can see that we're definitely getting lashed by that tropical wave. The latest image is supposed to come out at 15 minutes past this hour. So let's see if it's out as yet. Alright, so it's here. There we have it. We still have the thunderstorms lashing the same areas. Sections of St. Catherine, definitely sections of Clarendon getting in on the mix. We saw that it died down a bit, but it's still happening. And all of this just came from a mere isolated thunderstorm. We saw that it's definitely piling up and developing. Definitely a bad situation, showing the deepest of thunderstorms across the island. Look at those blacks, look at those grays, look at those purples. You don't normally see those in tropical waves. We normally see, if anything, just the blues, the greens, the yellows, the red, the oranges, the reds. But blacks and purples, this tropical wave is definitely hell-bent on doing some more damage, similar to what Beryl did, and the fact that it is more focused across section of South Central parishes than anything else. The same spots that got Beryl, sections of Southern St. Elizabeth, Manchester, Clarendon, sections of Southern St. Catherine, well, Western St. Catherine getting on the brunt of it right now. We see that it's still bubbling up, and the Cuban Doppler radar images are in consensus with this. The latest Cuban Doppler radar image just came out at There it is, 11:20 p.m. Jamaica time. So that was 5 minutes ago, 10:20 p.m. And we still have the heaviest rainfall right here to the northeast of Portland, as well as across sections of western St. Catherine and eastern Clarendon in the yellows right there, the gold. That's some very heavy rainfall, as we can see by the Cuban Doppler radar images here. It's definitely a dangerous situation unfolding. We only spoke about the flooding, and see, we already have the flooding as seen on Pink Wall coming through. What was that? Spanish Town Hospital and another street flooding. That is crazy. Crazy weather taking place right now. I don't like this at all. Come off my bed and step in water. S Village, I get it. That is crazy. I hope that you're getting to safety. I hope that there's no electricity there, so you can actually, not have anything short circuiting. We don't want any electrocutions there with you. As you can see, this is definitely a very bad situation unfolding. Share this live stream with your friends, your relatives in those parishes, guys. Sections of St. Catherine, Clarendon, Manchester, St. Elizabeth. This is definitely a bad situation unfolding. We have the comments coming in. To the rainfall, half a Portmore flood out already. Kishana Samuels, it's raining real hard. But not too like the lightning thing here, I think I read that one already. It's a lot of rain, man. Tearing in Old Harbor just like last night, and a whole lot of lightning. Yeah, man, this is definitely exactly what took place last night. I remember seeing the Doppler radar images, and I'm like, the rain plan for done. It's like it's just sitting on the same spot, and then to see that the same pattern is repeating itself today. The pattern is definitely ripe for some thunderstorm activity across Jamaica. This early July, this late June activity, definitely one for the record books. But as I stated earlier, there's a lot of sinking air on the way. So all of this thunderstorm activity, those persons who are crying right now, you're definitely going to be missing it, because there's going to be a lot of sunshine and heat in the coming weeks before we wrap up the month of July. I showed you earlier what Ben Knoll was talking about. He's actually a meteorologist at the National Institute of Water and Atmospheric Research in New Zealand, and he highlighted these maps showing what's expected during the next couple of weeks. But I want for you to keep in mind that he highlighted similar maps at the end of May, forecasting exactly what took place to get us Beryl in general. So when he comes out with these things, you can't just say, oh, it's just a random guy posting. This guy knows what he's talking about. I remember he made some posts long out in advance before some of these hurricanes were bashing Jamaica in 2020. And imagine, he made this post on May 30, talking about how the Atlantic is going to get very active with a very active pattern with the rising air, the thunderstorms forming anywhere from the mid to latter part of June. And what did that bring us? Hurricane Beryl, all the way from Africa across the Mediterranean region. And now he's highlighting that yes, as of July 5, even although it's past July 5 now, so as soon as the tropical wave is out of here, so by tomorrow the tropical wave should be out of here, so we're going to be getting on more of these oranges mixed with those greens, that sinking air, and we see a lot of that near Jamaica right here. And it's going to be bringing more into a sunny weather, dry weather, hot weather, Sahara and dust like conditions. But what he's saying is that the intra-seasonal state looks unfavorable for development through mid-July, but convective forcing will likely return to the basin and Africa from late July into early August. So when we're wrapping up July now and heading into August, this is what he's talking about. Look at this. This is all of the blues. It represents rising air when we have lots of thunderstorms forming. This is Africa, and we know all of these tropical waves are pushing from east to west across Africa, and they're exiting West Africa and pushing into the Mediterranean region, and then heading across the Caribbean in general, and all of that is what's going to happen. Lots of tropical waves pushing from east to west, possibly developing. We still have the sinking ear around this time period though. This is July 19 to July 26. But as we move this GIF in time, we're starting to see more of the rising ear come into portions of the Caribbean, even sections of the Eastern Pacific. This is around July 26th to August 3rd. So we might just start to get some activity ramping up, and it actually makes sense because of what climatology shows. Remember, this is based on data from 1944 to 2020, and we can definitely see a rise in the activity as we head into August, September, October. We know the peak of activity is definitely in September, around September 10. So we're definitely in for some very bad weather. We're just in July and we already had a major hurricane. Can you imagine what the rest of the season is going to bring? We just have to get on our knees and pray from now, because it's not going to be looking good. If these tropical waves are acting like this in July, what are they going to act like in September, October? School is open in September. Lots of us have to go to work. One of the busiest time periods of the year is going to be busy for systems in general. So it's going to be a clash. We'll see exactly what unfolds. Either way, I'll definitely be here to keep you posted. Boss underscore lady underscore Janielle stating a long time I see so much rain. I can only imagine with this deep thunderstorm burst across the island. It's definitely a bad situation unfolding as we speak. I hope that everybody is staying safe. It seems like most of the rainfall is starting to push off towards the west now, so we see that it's starting to incorporate some more of Trelawney, section of St. James, more of St. Elizabeth, so it could make it as far west as sections of Hanover and Westmoreland as the night progresses. Let's see if we have any more comments coming in on our chat. Alright, so Atreus, I'll definitely be doing some more live streams regarding the systems. Definitely some more of this on our YouTube platform. V Hall, thank you so much for the live streaming of TVG and CVM news. It helps to keep those informed at home. Without power and abroad, a lot of misinformation floating around online, so please continue. I'll definitely continue, V Hall, but as soon as the Beryl talk is out and they start to get in on more of the politics and the crime and violence and the car accidents, I'll definitely stop. I'll leave that to TVG and CVM. So I'll just be focusing more so on the impact that Beryl has, considering that even I remember back when Ivan passed and Dean passed, and I really wanted to know how the place looked elsewhere, what was really happening, because light was out, there was no electricity, there was no cable, and best believe TVG and CVM were showing things on the TV even although most of us didn't have the electricity. So it was redundant in a way. So I'm trying to do God's work right now and record their live streams on their One Spot Media page, on their CVM TV page. And as soon as they're recorded, I upload them as fast as possible. I want to get them out so that persons who live abroad, who haven't heard from their relatives or friends, can know what's happening. So that persons who are in Jamaica who don't have electricity or TV working can know what's happening. You can even Flow. I have Flow internet, but my Flow cable isn't working, so I can't even watch TVJ. I have to go on One Spot Media. A lot of persons want to see what's happening with the news, so I'm just doing a little service for you guys, keeping you informed with Beryl. But as I stated, as soon as all the Beryl talk is over, I shall definitely cease all of those, and more Weather Channel videos will be coming out as soon as they stop talking about Beryl and Texas, because right now we know that they're focusing on Beryl and how it's going to affect the United States, and when that's happening, the Weather Channel doesn't care about anything else, so I'll just wait for that to be over before I start to focus on more updates from them, which explains the lack of updates on our pages. Alright, so let's read some more comments. Tiana, Beryl need to wrap up now. Tiana, what we're experiencing is not Beryl at all, if you think that is. Beryl is all the way over here in the Gulf of Mexico. What we're experiencing in Jamaica is a tropical wave. I actually made a post on this tropical wave, if not yesterday, the day before. It was actually a code yellow, if I'm not mistaken. It had a low chance of development from the National Hurricane Center. Can't seem to find it. I think I found it. Alright, here it is. So it was posted on July 4. That was one day after Beryl. They stated that it had a low chance of cyclone formation within the next 7 days. It was definitely pushing towards west-northwest in the same direction, or the same track that Beryl was expected to go, but they dropped it. They dropped it. We can see in the latest 7-day forecast from the National Hurricane Center, the only thing out there is Beryl, about to lash portions of Texas as it moves towards the northwest. But although they dropped it because maybe conditions are not favorable, well, conditions are favorable in terms of the very warm sea surface temperatures, and we've spoken about that. The very warm waters right here, and the gold, the oranges, so it has a lot of warm water to work with, not to mention in the depth of the ocean, showing the tropical cyclone heat potential, the ocean heat content in general. We know the deeper we go, the warmer the water gets, and we see that the waters around Jamaica and the Cayman Islands have a lot of that. But as relates to the skin of the ocean, this is how warm the water is, and with the developing La Nina, is definitely, ripe for conditions to take place this early in the season, which explains Beryl. But the reason why this system hasn't any more chance of forming, it's possible because of the wind shear, and we spoke about the wind shear earlier. The very strong wind shear coming in from the northeast. You can see the wind shear represented by what we see on this key over here. The whites represent little to no wind shear. The blues start to get in on some wind shear, and the more up we go in terms of the colors, the more intense the wind shear gets. We know wind shear has to do with the winds in the upper levels of the atmosphere tearing thunderstorms apart. And we can see that there's a lot of it across portions of the central United States, those greens and yellows and oranges, but there's a lot of it right there to the west of Jamaica as well. So even after this system passes Jamaica to the west by 18:00 on Monday, 1 p.m. on Monday, wind shear is definitely going to be tearing the thunderstorms apart. As of right now, wind shear not really doing much of anything to the system. Let's see if we can find it right now. So right now we should see about 0Z Sunday. Yes, this is 0Z Sunday, and this is where the tropical wave is. It's supposed to be to the west of Jamaica according to the recent surface map. So we see more whites than anything else. This explains why the system is doing a number on the island right now. We don't even see the high cold cloud tops being blown off in a specific direction or anything like that. Look at this. The thunderstorms blew up and they're expanding in all directions, and there's still a lot more thunderstorm coming in even after the thunderstorms have died down in some spots. Look at this. This is the latest as of 25 minutes past the hour. This is 10:25 p.m. the latest, considering that it's 10:38 now. And we still see that there's a lot of thunderstorms still bubbling up across sections of western St. Catherine, eastern Clarendon. Look at all of those grays. Look at all those sparkling white dots. They're definitely getting in on some bad weather. And as a matter of fact, you're there. It's even raining in my area. Starting up again in my area. Well, it's quite a wet period. Many of us are grateful for the rain, because we know it does something for the heat. And as a matter of fact, there's going to be a lot more heat in the coming weeks. If we actually take a look at this map from the GFS, we're actually going to be going out in time. So as of right now, we see more grays than anything else. That's average temperatures for the month of July. Keep in mind that when it comes to temperatures across Jamaica, July is when we have the hottest weather, peak of heat. Then August second in line. Then we see that June and September are tied for the similar heat temperatures. Then the temperature should start going down in October, November, coolest temperatures in December, January, February. Those are the months that we have the coldest temperatures, cold fronts and everything. But as of right now, 91 degrees Fahrenheit is expected in July. In Jamaica, we use Celsius. Degrees Fahrenheit to Celsius, that's about 31 or 32.7 degrees Celsius. So we have very warm temperatures to experience. So we'll definitely take the rain, some of us more than others. Even although there are persons in those areas that were definitely badly affected by Beryl who don't want the rainfall right now, and some other persons, can be selfish, but we're so sick of the heat. It's so hot in this very warming climate. So some persons don't even know what they want. Either way, if we have a look at the forecast in terms of the temperatures, we can see that Jamaica right here, let's circle Jamaica as we go out in time, should be getting on more warm temperatures. So let's start out right here. As of right now, we see more grays than anything else associated with this tropical wave. So average temperature is 32. As we go out into Monday now, the yellows and the oranges and the gold colors start to come into play. Some warmer sea surface temperatures with a mix of some grays in there. So average to above normal temperatures more than anything else. It's summer, so these temperatures are definitely expected. Now we see that by the end of the run, we still have a lot of warm temperatures to experience. So persons are definitely grateful because the tropical wave is definitely bringing more in the way of cooler temperatures. If they're not causing the severe thunderstorm and flooding, more persons will take it, especially those persons who have been experiencing the water restrictions from the National Water Commission. I am sure that they are happy for what is unfolding. Let's see if we have anything else coming in on our Instagram page regarding the flooding that's currently unfolding. A very bad situation currently taking place as we speak across Jamaica. Alright, I don't seem to be able to. I don't see anything else at all on Instagram. Seems like Pinkwell is the only one that has something to show regarding what's recently happening with this system. Well, with this system. I wonder if the NWA posted anything. I don't see anything at all. Let's see what happens if I type in flooding. What? Okay. Alright. Jamaica Constabulary Force said something about flooding on their Twitter page. I'm gonna bring it up shortly. Don't see anything else at all. But let's get over there to the JCF. Alright, so they just stated here 36 minutes ago. They stated a section of St. John's Road, St. Catherine, vicinity of the Green Acres police station is impossible as a result of flooding. Persons are being asked to use alternate route until further notice. And this is understandable. This tropical wave is very vigorous. It's doing a number on the island. You can see that it is still pushing out a lot of thunderstorms even as we speak. Still see some sparkling white dots right here across sections of Portland, section of St. Catherine, Eastern Clarendon, section of Southern St. Anne getting in on the brunt of it. The worst of the weather is currently happening, even although this afternoon wasn't as robust. I guess tonight is starting to make up for it. This tropical wave is definitely doing a number on portions of the island as we speak. Let's see if we can get in on some more comments coming in here. Desmond stating pouring extremely heavily in Willardine, St. Catherine. Flooding is a must. I'm sure of that. Anthony Grant. Good night, blessings all. Light drizzle here in East St. Andrew. That's good. Keep the cool temperatures. Desmond Henry, rain from yesterday, no light in Spanish Town. My goodness, I can just imagine the mosquitoes. Nikki, heavy rain here in St. Anne. Ocean the Great. After Beryl, every time it rains, it gives me PTSD. My goodness, I know it's understandable, Ocean. These things can happen, and you know, if we actually had a direct hit, it would have been worse though. There are persons in Puerto Rico who had a direct hit from Major Hurricane Maria. That was what, a category 4, and they still have PTSD from hurricanes. And we didn't even get a direct hit, and there are persons with PTSD. It is crazy, and it is actually normal. You know, you can speak to a counselor or groups that deal with that. And the fact that we were more likely will be hit by another one or more storms like Beryl makes it worse. Trust me. We have to pray this year that we don't get another one. We have to pray that most of them turn before they hit Jamaica or the Caribbean in general. Because this year, the Atlantic is ripe. The sea surface temperatures are warm. In our neck of the woods too. The Caribbean and the main development region. This area of the world in general, in the tropics, are ripe, and when the waters are warmest in this region, it can definitely spell trouble. Mobile system flooding in Old Harbor. Sarah Thomas, can someone say what is happening at Big Pond, please? Where is Big Pond? Is that in St. Catherine? I'm late for class. Alright, Ricardo, my boss. Yeah, man, tell him turn around, don't drown. On and off rain in Kingston, Old Harbor Road is flooded. What sarcasm? There was no sarcasm. Beryl came with winds. These tropical waves coming with rains, in my view. Yeah, man. Lots of rain, and look at all the thunderstorm. Crazy amount of lightning taking place. This is definitely a very bad situation unfolding as we speak. Sections of St. Catherine, Clarendon, sections of Manchester, St. Anne, St. Mary, Portland getting in on the brunt of this tropical wave. Macabre. Yes, we might get some rain more so on Sunday morning. We looked at the actual rainfall earlier, you know. Let me just rewind it for you that you can see exactly what's happening. So if we go back on both the Euro and the GFS to the hour right now, we can actually see what's taking place. So this is 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, which is actually 10 p.m. Jamaica time. And we see the blues that represent the rainfall that we're experiencing right now across sections of St. Thomas, my area that I just heard the rainfall, sections of St. Catherine, Clarendon, Manchester, St. Elizabeth. Excuse me. And we see it on both the Euro and the GFS malls for this time period. So the rainfall that we just saw on the Doppler radar images, the rainfall that we just saw on the satellite images that causing a lot of flooding as we speak, is already being seen on the future rainfall totals in general. We can see that most of it should be pushing towards the west as the night progresses. But as we head into the morning, yes, it's going to be clearing out in general. For the most part, we see more whites. So it could be a case where we have sunshine, if not cloud cover. But we do still see that we have some blues, some dots of isolated pockets of blues here and there. So we can rule out some more isolated shower taking place across the southern portion of the island. So this is 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, which is actually 8 a.m. Jamaica time on the Euro model. Let's see what the GFS is showing for the same time period. Alright, so we have some disagreement. Euro showing more blues that represent rainfall across the south. The east has some rainfall in the blue. The GFS has some rainfall in the east in the blue. We know eastern parishes, we're talking about those parishes in the county of Surrey. So Portland, St. Thomas, Kingston, St. Andrew. Let's say more of St. Thomas than anything else, if not Portland. And that's where the rainfall is predicted for the morning, that time. As we continue to head throughout the day, we still see the GFS showing more rainfall by 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, which is actually 11 a.m. Jamaica time. What does the Euro show for that same time period? Something similar across St. Thomas, Portland. GFS not so enthused with the central western portion of the island, but Euro is enthused with that. But as we head into the afternoon now, Euro for 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time is showing more of those blues that represent rainfall across eastern, central, and western parishes in Jamaica. I know central parishes, we're talking about those parishes in the county of Middlesex, so St. Anne, St. Mary, Manchester, Clarendon, St. Catherine. Western parishes, I know we're talking about those parishes in the county of Cornwall, so Hanover, St. James, Trelawney, Westmoreland, and St. Elizabeth. What does the GFS show for that time period? So we do see that there's some amount of disagreement. GFS has more so northwestern Jamaica, maybe sections of Hanover and St. James, maybe sections of southern St. Mary, northern St. Andrew, northeastern St. Catherine, but it still has eastern Jamaica in the mix with that isolated rainfall. But we know these things go. These models can be wrong sometimes. Trust me, we cannot take them all the time as gospel. We could wake up tomorrow and it's sunny all the live long day on Sunday. I wouldn't be surprised. This wouldn't be the first time the GFS and the Euro have failed, and we should see that by the night time most of it has cleared out, making way for more sunshine than anything else. And as we even go out in time, we can see that there is not much activity taking place. We see right here that by 0 on Tuesday, which is actually the end of the day on a Monday, by 7 p.m. Beryl should be inland into the United States, affecting sections of Texas, heading northward. So Beryl is finally going to be out of here. As soon as Beryl is out of here, I'll start bringing back the updates from the Weather Channel US, as we know that they're going to be talking tropics again, but there's not going to be much of anything to talk about. Look at what's happening. We don't see much of anything coming in. Maybe some stray showers here and there associated with some stray tropical waves, if not some maybe troughs, upper level lows, whatever the case may be. Nothing significant with an L, no contour lines, no dark greens, no yellows, no oranges, reds. July is gonna be hot for the most part, sunny and hot. Persons are gonna wish all of this rain that we're experiencing right now comes back. And we see that something could possibly develop in the eastern Pacific to the south of Mexico by the end of the run, but we know that we aren't supposed to be looking at the end of these runs. The most we're supposed to be looking at is at least 168 hours out. That's the next 7 days. We know that that's more certain because we know that the GFS can show this for the end of the run, and then tomorrow is showing something completely different. So we have to take these forecasts with a grain of salt. Never look that far out at all. But the fact that we're not seeing anything on the Atlantic side this far out is definitely telling that we might not get on much from now into mid to the second to last week of July. But as stated earlier, remember what Ben Noel said, that there's definitely some rising air that's expected as we head into the end of July into early August. And if we remember, he made a post at the end of May about the rising air that caused us to get Beryl as we wrapped up June. So let's see if this will actually come to fruition. Beryl and then the tropical wave after Beryl, that's now lashing portion of the island with all of the severe weather, thunderstorms. This is just ridiculous. Look at all of those high cold cloud tops. The blue, well, the blues, the greens, the yellows, oranges, reds, the blacks within those reds, those grays. Definitely a bad situation, but we're starting to see a bit starting to die down now. We still have some thunderstorms still taking place across sections of western St. Catherine, eastern Clarendon right there. They're definitely getting on the brunt of the weather as we speak. Let's see if the latest Doppler radar images from the Cuban radar site is out as yet. So let's reload these images. So we can definitely see the yellows right there, the gold, definitely experiencing some bad weather right there on the border of Clarendon and St. Catherine. And there's a lot more rainfall to come. We see a nice rain band right there to the south of Kingston that could definitely push towards the northwest into the parish, so maybe some more rainfall for them. But we're starting to see more of that rainfall off towards the southwest of the island, so maybe all of this is starting to make its way away from the island in general. But we can't rule out some more stray showers coming into section of the south and east associated with this tropical wave. Either way, this tropical wave definitely did a number on portions of the island tonight, and this is just for this time period. We can see that on Pink Wall they stated that what flooding took place in some spot. Let's see if we can find if there's another post shown. Yeah, they were showing on Pink Wall that flooding took place. Let's see if we can go back to the Instagram post, because that was crazy. 2 spots that were flooded, and we saw that it's definitely in those areas. So Spanish Town Hospital right there, lots of flooding taking place because the water settling. In situations like these, we have to ensure that the electrical appliances in the building are, unplugged. Maybe even the person who's recording is in a state of shock. This is just ridiculous. It's a very sad situation. And then there was this other one stating let the people them will live a Dovecut side know that the road is impassable. Like, that video was crazy. Look at the vehicles shut down. This is what we always say, turn around, don't drown. It might look like a little bit of water, but we know how these cars are. They just want a little bit of water to be shut down right there in the middle and leave you stranded. And then the thing is, we don't know how long these thunderstorms will last. So it could be a case where the place is gonna be flooded even more, and then it takes away your car in general. Boy, this was forecasted, It was forecasted in yesterday's video. It was forecasted on our Twitter page. Let's see if we can find it. So in yesterday's live stream, we spoke about it. So yesterday we spoke about it in the live stream. The live stream was posted at 6:51 p.m. But then we highlighted this map showing that there's a lot of rainfall that's expected from now up until 11 a.m. on Sunday, especially across sections of some southern and eastern parishes in Jamaica, and we talked about that. And then I even got up this morning and I did some warning, because there's definitely going to be a lot of heavy rainfall expected for parts of Jamaica today into Sunday morning, and it's already unfolding. Flash flooding taking place, lots of thunderstorms unfolding. It's definitely a bad situation in general. Do we have any more comments coming in? Saleh Portia stating, why are you writing in Patois? Ooh, no. Oh no. Commenters are coming for her. Anyways, Saint Best can't get a break. Brinks, you talk about rain when Manchester now have light from Thursday. Gooner Princess, roads flooded in my era. Colbeck Road in Old Harbour, proceed with caution. I had to turn back just now, no work tonight. Chris Smithson, love the Potter reporting. No problem, we have to mix it up sometime. Can't just keep it professional, we have to code switch sometimes, So yeah, definitely some bad weather, that's the point. A very bad situation with this tropical wave. Sometimes you make some posts in English, they don't even get that much of attraction, but as soon as I bring out the patois, that's when everybody starts to notice. Look, this latest one, the latest infrared satellite image of Jamaica shows clouds from the tropical wave bringing showers and thunderstorms to parts of Portland, St. Mary, Kingston, St. Andrew, St. Catherine and Clarendon. How is the weather in your area? 5:45 p.m. So we saw the thunderstorm started at that time. What is the traction that we got? 12 comments, 12 retweets, 38 likes. What about as the time progressed? This is just 2 hours ago that this post was made in Patwa. The tropical wave are going bad in this Saturday night, yeah. Look on the heap of thundercloud, lightning, and enough rain a tear right here now in some parts of St. Bess, Manchester, Clarendon, St. Catherine, Kingston, St. Andrew, St. Thomas, Portland, and St. Mary. If you not drive and the place flood out, on a turn around and mind on a drown. 8:15 p.m. Saturday, July 6, 2024. And look at the traction: 10 comments, 60 retweets, 155 likes. So it is getting out there, Miss Honorable Salad Portius. This gets it out there, so people know exactly what's happening. Unlike the persons on Twitter that we just saw on Pink Wall were stranded. Maybe if I did that Patwa post earlier, they might have seen it because it got more traction, Miss Portius, and might not have been caught up in this situation that this guy is in. It's a sad situation. Car shut off. This looks like another van shut off in the water. Guys, turn around. Don't drown when it comes to these systems. As stated, some isolated showers could be possible tomorrow morning, but don't be surprised if you guys wake up to sunny conditions. I'm about to wrap up and watch some TV and go to sleep. I'll definitely be back with another update video on Sunday evening. Alright, so that's it for now. Thank you all for watching.